Well, listen, if you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate.
When people don't have much to say, they tend to just keep talking, and that's what often happens on The View. The hosts, especially Whoopi Goldberg, rarely entertain different opinions and usually present their own views as fact. But recently, Karoline Leavitt changed the game. For once, Whoopi wasn't in control, and the usual flow of the show was completely thrown off. It started like any typical episode's self-satisfied comments, everyone nodding in agreement. But Leavitt pushed back. And that moment exposed just how out of touch the panel is with how many every day. Americans actually think it was a rare shakeup on a show that usually stays in its comfort zone. And it didn't go unnoticed.
Probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
Whoopi Goldberg, as confident as ever, leaned back, ready to take control of another segment. Then the topic turned to wokeness, a word that The View often treats more like a mission statement than just a buzzword. The hosts defend it like it's the foundation of everything they believe in. Feeling untouchable, Whoopi fired the first shot. With her signature smirk, she looked at Karoline Leavitt and said, "Without wokeness, you wouldn't even have this job." And just like that, the tone shifted. The room went silent. Even Joy Behar, who's known for taking aim at conservatives, looked uncomfortable in her chair.
I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time.
That was so good.
What came out of Whoopi's mouth? Next, pretty much what you'd expect. The same recycled lines she's been using for years. You'd think, after all this time on the air, she might have something new to offer, but nope, just more of the same tired talking points we've all heard before. Let's see what she rolls out this time.
Nope, here we are. Let's see what she's got for us this time.
In a statement afterwards, this young lady claimed her, quote, on-air snub proves that you-know-who will not be treated fairly in the upcoming debate. Now, do you think this is going to make people doubt whether CNN can stay objective, or is this more the same of, everybody's against me, it's all rigged, I tell you. Is everything rigged?
No, it's their MO. That's what they do. Rachel Maddow said last week, she's like, if the election is lost, it was rigged. If there's a debate, then the moderators are probably biased and they're prejudiced against.
The room felt tense. Everyone sensed it. Whoopi Goldberg had just taken a swipe at Karoline Leavitt, not just disagreeing, but saying she only had her job because of wokeness. The audience clapped politely. Some laughed, but the mood shifted. It felt like Whoopi had gone a bit too far. Karoline didn't react the way most would. She didn't flinch or get defensive. She just smiled, calm, confident, and in control. Then, she calmly laid out the facts, official reports, spending figures, and clear examples like money going to gender studies in Guatemala or political kids shows overseas. One by one, she made her point, showing how wokeness isn't just a trend, but something being used to influence and control. And for once, Whoopi had no response. Just silence.
Invasive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world.
Karoline really knows how to get her point across. It's a shame, honestly, that the hosts of The View chose to tear her down instead of standing behind another woman. That speaks volumes about what really matters to them. But something tells me this isn't over Karoline's just getting started. and the truth she's about to reveal won't be so easy for them to ignore.
You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and all of this other BS, quite
Whoopi, usually in control, suddenly looked uneasy. She shifted in her seat. No smile, no comeback. Karoline wasn't backing down, and it threw her off. Whoopi tried to respond but couldn't find the words. The audience stayed quiet. Even the crew seemed unsure of what to do. Karoline had asked the tough question. If wokeness is about inclusion, why are conservative women always the target? Why is tolerance only for one side? Joy Behar tried to break the tension with a joke, but it didn't land. The damage was done. For once, Whoopi was speechless live on air.
You just go on and 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 on.
Right.
That's what you hear.
Yeah.
When they don't have anything to hold you with, nothing to make you think about what they have to say.
It's tough to watch, honestly. Her replies feel immature and dismissive, especially when she's faced with facts she can't refute. It really makes you question how someone like that still holds so much sway. Maybe it's just familiarity. She's been on daytime TV for so long that people are used to her. But by now, you'd expect someone more thoughtful and balanced in that seat. Someone who can actually lead real, meaningful conversations. At this point, it's just hard to make sense of it.
Are not prepared. Because you keep saying you going and you preparing when you're on the trail.
The internet exploded. Whoopi's stunned face was everywhere. Memes, clips, endless reactions. But this wasn't new. The View has faced backlash for years, often because of Whoopi, from offensive comments to odd defenses of controversial figures. She's dragged the show into controversy more than once. Now the lawsuits are piling up. Carrie Underwood, Elon Musk, and most recently, Karoline Leavitt. And this time, Whoopi has no one else to blame. Take Carrie's case. After performing at Trump's second inauguration, Whoopi and the panel attacked her personally. Carrie pushed back with a $1 billion defamation lawsuit tanned once it hit court. Something came out that even Whoopi didn't see coming.
That you saw live on this program yesterday. Joy Behar stirring the pot of controversy after saying this about Karoline.
She's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
Do you want to take this?
So you cannot be attractive and smart? I will try to give Joy the benefit of, oh, thank you. I try to give Joy the benefit of the doubt that she didn't see that briefing. Because if you saw that yesterday on numerous topics, no big binder, I think she might have had a different impression of this young woman who held her own.
A breath of fresh air to see someone break from The View's usual script. Watching someone stand firm with real facts while the regulars scramble is a win. Hearing a different voice without the usual spin isn't just rare, it's genuinely satisfying.
I mean, you would have to give her the benefit of the doubt that she did absolutely no research or reading about anything dealing with Karoline Leavitt before she made that remark. Because Karoline Leavitt she went to St. Ansel College, she worked for WMUR
Ran
TV.
For Congress?
In New Hampshire, she ran for Congress at the age of 25, put out a very good campaign.
Karoline's track record speaks for itself, and it's good to see her finally getting some well-earned recognition. Meanwhile, Whoopi's impact feels harder to define. She had a strong start in acting, no question, but lately, her role seems more about creating controversy than offering real insight at this point. Her spot on The View feels more like it's based on how long she's been there, not on what she's actually contributing. It's tough to name anything meaningful she's done in recent years.
She lost by 8 or 9 points, but she still put on a good campaign. Then she was the press secretary for the Trump campaign, going on TV literally every day.
Well, heavily pregnant and a new mom.
Pregnant. Yeah, she's a new mother. And then she goes out yesterday and gives and this, again, this is speaking very objectively, because I've watched every press secretary since going back to Marlon Fitzwater. Yeah, I'm that old. And she went out there for her very first briefing at the age of 27 years old, the youngest press secretary ever, and did a terrific job.
Emails revealed the truth. ABC had planned the attack on Carrie Underwood to boost ratings. It wasn't a slip-up, it was intentional. When that came out, ABC quietly settled for a large, undisclosed amount. Then came Elon Musk. After the hosts made false claims about him on Twitter, he saw throwing The View into another crisis. Advertisers started pulling out. Sponsors got nervous. What was once a daytime TV giant was quickly becoming a liability. With multiple lawsuits and a shrinking ad base, ABC was in panic mode. The View wasn't what it used to be, and now everyone could see it.
Something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Mm-hmm. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation.
Whoopi keeps going in circles. It's Karoline who's holding firm. She's the one standing out, speaking clearly, pushing back, and refusing to be silenced. In all the noise, she's the voice of reason.
We fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our...
Whoopi Goldberg's run on The View came to an unexpected end. After years of dominating the conversation and shutting down other voices, her final moment came during that tense exchange with Karoline Leavitt, a moment that revealed real cracks in her control. LiveOnAir.abc called it a break, but the writing was on the wall. She was out. As advertisers pulled back and loyal viewers started to question the show's direction, the network scrambled to do damage control. Now, with Whoopi gone, The View is at a crossroads.